It worked.
Hi.
Hello. Okay, we're here. Hello and welcome to the Social Recruiting Show. I'm Katrina Collier. I speak, train and write about the use of social media for recruitment. I'm, of course, joined by my gorgeous co-host, Audra Knight, who is a recruitment, marketing, employer branding, nerd specialist. I know. Her job title is like this long. And also bass guitarist, let us not forget. Today, we are super excited to be speaking to Ben Gledhill, who is the head of talent acquisition, I'm not allowed to say recruitment, at Sofology. Thank you for joining us. Yay.
No problem. Happy to hear.
Hey, Ben.
Hey.
Can you walk us through a little bit about how you got to Sofology and what you're doing there, please?
Yeah, so we're on a massive journey at the moment. So we're historically just a retailer in stores, but now we're going to become a digital omnichannel retailer. So from a recruitment perspective, that means that we've gone from recruiting people just like store managers and retail consultants to software developers, content, marketing, brand, finance, the list goes on and on. And obviously a lot of those people that we're recruiting, they're the millennials, the cool digital sexy kids.
The what's that word's banned on that show, this show?
Oh, right, okay. Okay, fair enough. And it threw me off then. They're the types of people that aren't just on Monster, Read, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
So that means we've had to rip up our attraction strategy from scratch. And we do now all the cool things on social media. We sponsor a lot of events. And to be fair with you, we pretty much make up as we go along because every day something new comes along. So, so that's a little bit about me, what we're doing at the moment.
Very cool. The reason I got Ben in, though, is that he's quite passionate about... Oh, why don't I turn my email off? He's quite passionate about making HR better at recruitment, right? Because we had a whole conversation, Audra, about who makes the better... Because we're both ex-agency, aren't we? And gone in-house. So it's the who makes the better recruiters. So
it's in-house versus...
Yeah, because, I mean, it's, in some respects, I think agency makes better because they've got the drive. But then I also know some very good HR who've transferred over. So that's what our whole conversation started about.
Because when I thought of HR versus recruitment, I thought of HR being like benefits and compensation, where recruitment is. Yep. So I see what you're saying now.
You need to introduce Ben to Blabcat.
Yes, this is Max. You'll see a lot of him.
Oh, hi, Max. Well, mine too are just up there looking their little home.
Oh, there you go.
I think they're asleep, so yeah, I think they're pretty well behaved at the moment.
Whereas Banjo is there, and I'm hoping he stays there because he rolled on a dead rat.
All right, okay.
Oh, dear.
That's what dogs do. And he can just stay over there where I can't. Yeah, he really, the smell is just... Anyway, I will wash him once I get off the show.
Yeah, Ben, how long were you doing not in-house, you're doing... Outhouse. The other side.
Yeah, so the dark side. What was it? Am I on the dark side now? Or the dark side? I don't know. So,
no. Now you're in-house. Then you were on the outhouse.
Yeah. So I was like many graduates, left university, didn't have an absolute clue. Went to some careers fairs, saw signs for Aston Martins, buying your own island in Barbados, and through a recruitment consultant. Yeah. But I pretty much accidentally fell into in-house because I moved into doing verticals.
Yeah.
So I was doing software development, and it literally just was an accident. But I don't know. I'm pretty much twist. I'm a little bit in the middle of what is best. Whether you're an agency who goes internal, but saying that, I know some really, really good HR people who, because they come from that engagement background, all the rest of it. When it comes to things like branding and all the other stuff that people are talking about now, they have strengths as well. So I think it's a little bit of a 50-50 for me, I'd say.
Yeah. I think it's if they come from maybe an administration side, it's more of a problem.
Yeah.
Because it's more of a fear of the phone and the...
Yeah.
You know, oh my God, I have to reach out to people as such.
Yeah.
Yeah, over here, HR people aren't known for being really good at engagement and branding. Maybe engagement internally. Yeah. I guess you're right on that point.
Ben, do you even know that Audra's in Boston? I probably didn't even say that.
No, but I had a guess, to be fair with you. I had a guess.
You didn't do any internet stalking.
Yeah, no, that's fine. No, I mean, I must admit, when I first went internal, it was a little bit old school, and people were really scared that I was using one of these.
I assume you were not using it to call people.
Well, I thought to myself, wait there a minute. If I've applied for a job, like you can put phone numbers in and you can call them. And people react really well if you call them up and just talk to them and get what do you like doing, what you're interested in, and I must admit, even now, 2016, I still think, because a lot of people are talking about candidate experience, which is, sorry if it's a buzzword, but it is a little bit of a bingo buzzword at the moment. You know, you can spend thousands on chatbots, AI, all the rest of it. But for me, the phone is still a pretty cool tool. And sometimes people forget that, because that is what, I mean, I used to be on an absolute pittance, and I only made money to pay the bill if I found good candidates, and I didn't using the phone. That is still the case now. So for me, people don't use the phone enough. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, I hear this more in the US though, Audra, than I do here, that they'll send an email to make a call. And it's like,
just like warning that they're going to call.
Well, yeah, because in my experience, if I answer my phone, I'm telling you that I have time to talk. If I don't answer, that's because I can't answer. So I let it go to voicemail and come back to you. Like,
wow.
Do you know what I mean? Like you as the person answering the phone are deciding whether you take the call or not. So why email someone to? No.
I'm going to call.
Yeah, like
plus that warns them that they cannot answer your call.
Yeah, I know. It's like it's funny. I hear it a lot, and I think it's quite strange. But obviously, I just wrote a rant about emailing on LinkedIn. I actually wrote a LinkedIn blog. It's so exciting. So
yeah, since when is there hashtags?
Yeah, I put hashtag fail in my LinkedIn. Yeah, on the long post blogs, you can search hashtags because people were going to do that.
But do you know what, though? It still scares me how people, and they still find the old excuse of, yeah, but I'm too busy, and da-da-da-da-da. And I still think the old school ways of talking to candidates are the best.
It's so much quicker, right?
It is, and also as well, it's more convenient. I mean, there's nothing worse than, so for example, if I'm contacting a passive candidate first up, and I have their mobile number, I'll drop them a text or see them on WhatsApp rather than getting the call from, hi, yeah, I know you're not a recruiter, but this is blatantly a call about a job. It's just, I don't know why, but people are almost scared to communicate other than email. It's almost like, well, I'm committed to something then. But I always think, but if I got a call, I'd be a little bit like, ooh, who's this? Oh, actually, they sent me a text message. Yeah, okay, I can speak at 5 or whatever. It's just, to me, it's really, really common sense. But I think because some HR people who have turned into recruiters have a lot of compliance issues, they work to certain structures, I think there's still a little bit of fear about just communicating. I found that the bigger companies that I've always worked at.
So I was talking to Katrina Kibben yesterday from Recruiting Daily, and we were talking about, you know, like Facebook. So I got an email from my client a couple of weeks ago, and all it said was, just hired a solicitor from a Facebook message. That was it. Her email was a one-liner. It was like, yeah, my jacket. I love stuff like that. A solicitor from a Facebook message. You know, so unexpected. But it was interesting because Katrina was saying, you know, for so long we were told, don't use Facebook, don't use Facebook, don't use Facebook. And then here's me going, use it, use it, use it. Like, just use it. Because like you're saying, it's here on the phone, right? It's just so easy. You can send that message, or you can send that WhatsApp message or whatever. But I still think, I mean, it's really funny that everyone going on about candidate engagement. I think you're right. Why not just try calling them? It's a much higher success rate than an email.
It really, really is.
I wonder if...
And I was going to say, it's really funny. Did you see my post on LinkedIn the other day about Facebook? There were people actually saying that people will not be using Facebook for recruiting. And I was blown away. And this has nothing to do with you do all the rest of it. People,
how did I not see that?
Oh, honestly, just go on.
Did you not tag me and stuff like that? Because I'll just...
Well, to be fair, I didn't want your blood pressure to just go through the roof.
I so nearly spat that out. Oh my god.
But yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's definitely a little bit of a fear factor. But I honestly think that people always have to ask for permission and all the rest of it. And I think that's the difference between, whereas when I was a consultant, it was a case of, you know, okay, so all the engineers hang out in a certain bar. I'm going to go to that bar and play pool. Certain people do this, that, and the other. And I think it's just that mantra of just, you know what, sod it and just go and do it.
Yeah. It's really interesting. I've been on a phone call challenge for the last 5 days. And I think when you're talking about actually going out and meeting people, and this has been quite good because it's really easy for me to hide behind my social media and my email marketing and my this, that, and the other. And it was like, this has made me really actually pick up the phone because I don't normally have to. And go out more. So I'm now going out and creating meetings and stuff like that. I love Mark Lundgren. I can never say your surname, Mark. I'm so sorry. His comment down here: Facebook is the new LinkedIn, and Messenger is the new SMS, in his opinion. But don't tell anybody. Keep it between us.
I've never met Mark.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk more.
For those comments alone. Thank you, Mark. That somebody.
Yeah. You know, you can hit the chat thing there if you want to reply.
Oh, okay.
As long as you don't find it too distracting, which
Yes.
No.
Alison was like so busy writing replies. She wasn't listening.
Yeah, she got lost.
But you know what? It's so true. Because I was at a Reconverse event a few weeks ago, and
Yeah.
when I told
They're
people,
fun.
Thank you for the plug.
Oh no, it's okay.
He gave me a plug, Audra.
I'll send the invoice in the post. When I told people the actual numbers of people on LinkedIn compared to Facebook, it almost like, I know it sounds patronising, but people have just got to realise that, you know, LinkedIn are doing everything they can to close it down, shut it down, and I want people to stop seeing it as like this holy grail. You know, and download some of the Chrome, cool, sexy stuff. Get out there, get to events, start writing blogs, get content out there. Because I think people who rely on LinkedIn in 2 years, I don't know, I can't.
Well, I don't know how it's still here. I thought it was going to be gone by now. I don't give it 2 years. And this the latest move. So all of on the desktop version, we're going to lose all of the rich media. The advanced search is going. So your desktop version is going to look like your mobile version. So everyone's going to start writing blog posts that are self-promotional, so it's sitting at the top of their profiles, because there's no way to tartan them up and look like someone worth talking to. It's all going, like everything they've encouraged us to do.
I mean, I must admit,
we should have a vote. We should do a poll. How long will LinkedIn be around?
Okay, I've changed mine to 1 year, but I never knew that Nelson Mandela made so many quotes. I mean, I've seen so many on LinkedIn. It's amazing. Between starting out South Africa and being a little bit of a legend, he had a quote for everything. It's amazing. I'm like, wow, what's going on?
I know what you mean. But the other thing with LinkedIn is that the people that we're wanting to recruit most of the time, I mean, unless they're HR recruiters, marketers, salespeople, etc., they're not on there. They're not active on there. But why would you take that rich media side or that networking side or all of the reason to be there away? I don't get it. I really don't get it.
Do you think it will stick around just as a database of like online resumes? I can see it being that, but just that only.
Well, they think they're a job board.
Yeah.
And
also as well, their talent brands. So for me, if anybody's on the webinar, I'd be interested to hear. But their marketing is talent brand piece. Like you can set up a company today, and by next week they'll be as famous as Cisco. And it's like it's not that bigger kind of platform. The cost as well. I mean, I work for an SME with about 1,000 FTE. The costs that they gave me. I mean, I know I'm a Yorkshireman and I'm pretty tight with money anyway. But when I saw the cost, I was like,
it's 20 grand, isn't it?
Well, we got a quote for a recruiter license, 50 adverts a month. Which, if you looked at my data, we know near advertise that many that need LinkedIn. 2 or 3 licenses. Well, we only really need 1. And loads of that's it. Careers page, that's it. And the video.
You've got to have a careers page. I mean, they're just the ultimate.
But it's just like, I don't know. So it's just, and what's really funny is,
how much was that?
That was 16.
Yeah, it's 10K in US dollars. At least.
Too much.
No. The 16's more than that.
Yeah, so you got ripped off.
16 grand is about 13, 12 maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it's but I must admit, so I was talking to another one of my clients yesterday, and she's in an NHS trust. So in general, LinkedIn is pointless for her for what she's recruiting. However, they got put on special measures, and they had PricewaterhouseCoopers come in at £1 million every 6 weeks. So they had to get them out. And she said, I had to recruit 16 project managers. So what she did do was do a £250 advertisement, but she didn't sit there and wait. She went and took, from what I taught her, all the way mapped across all the people that they said would be a great fit for that role. And they sat down, worked out who to contact. And then she proactively contacted them using things like the phone and got them in. And then she filled 80% of the roles off that 250. But that was the right skill set. If she did that for the nurses or the doctors, it would never work, that kind of thing. We've got questions down here as well. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, what I'd be really interested to hear, Audra, what is the reputation of LinkedIn's candidates over there? Because in the UK, agency recruiters have pretty much battered it. So unless you're really good at personalizing messages and getting the persona side of it, candidates just ignore you. I'd be interested to see what it's like over the pond.
I think it's exactly the same, especially like engineers. They get 50 a week and they don't even read them from what ones I've talked about.
Okay.
It's known for being salespeople and recruiters
Yeah.
that are active.
So looking at Mark's just mentioned no need to have those licenses. The cheaper premium licenses will do at the moment. We don't know what's going to happen with this new change, because I know Recruiter likes losing Boolean. I don't know what's happening with my £20 premium license that I've had forever and will not get rid of. Michael Townsend, if you reach out to someone through LinkedIn, do you notice a trend between how many connections that person has and whether they respond, or at least check out your profile?
I would imagine.
I imagine if they've got more people, they'll respond. You do know now on the phone, though, you can see if someone's read the message, which is quite handy. So you can see if they've read you and ignored you.
Isn't that only if they have that setting on? Because I didn't think I did. But maybe I do.
Can you turn it on and off? I did not know that. Oh, interesting.
Well, when I text you, can you see?
I don't.
Oh no,
You'll have to message me and we'll see. Yeah. I did not know that.
We should do a live test now. Message each other and see what happens.
No, I can't multitask to that extreme. I'm still trying to read all the questions. So
there's another good one here.
Gorgeous Jason, you so have to come on the show, mate. I keep telling you this, but you'd probably be all about fitness and bicep pressing. Sorry, here's my Snapchat, mate. Oh my God, it moved again. I hate it when it does that. What makes Facebook better than LinkedIn for sourcing? A lot of my positions are specialized, so would Facebook be helpful over LinkedIn? Yes. 1.71 billion users, 1 billion on there every day. That's what makes it better. It's all about how you look for people. You go about it in a completely different way. You're not looking for people's job titles necessarily. But I've got training on that, honey. I'll send it over.
It is good.
You've done my training, haven't you?
I have done, yeah. And that the key thing for me, everybody now is talking about.
I want Jason to pay. Don't give it fully away.
Oh no. Well, it depends how big he is, Jason. If you're big,
he's oh my God.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
let me pull up a snap of him.
Everybody now is talking about personas, and the great thing with Facebook is when you're speaking to people. So we've done it a lot for software engineers in Manchester. So when you're speaking to somebody, you can say, "Oh, I noticed from your Facebook, you're part of Hack, you're part of Girls Who Code, you're part of da-da-da-da-da," and immediately you've got that respect rather than, "Hi, Katrina, I'm Josh from XXX. I have a .NET paying 50 grand. Can I have your CV? Love you, Ben." Kind of thing. It just gets that credibility immediately. So.
Unless you go too far, you can creep them out.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but I was going to say it's that thing again about, like, you noticed I've got the dog photo, so don't talk to me about the creche. And the guys that have been on this call so many times know that I say that all the time. There's that side as well, on top of like what you're saying in the groups they're in and things like that. I'll have to try Facebook. Jason, right? What kind of roles? So Matt does the cybersecurity roles, doesn't he? No, or is that Georgia?
Sorry, he does that, and he also does more like developers that are not specific to cybersecurity.
In the pay-per-click side, if you wanted to just throw some money at it rather than throwing it at LinkedIn, you can go in and like the big pages for cybersecurity or the big news articles, sources. So you would target people that follow that and like that, and then they get your pay-per-click advert. Yeah, awesome.
We do a lot of targeting people that work at competitors too, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
One thing I just wanted to ask, because obviously we've got a few developers and a few techies in the house. What are views on Stack? What do people think of Stack and GitHub and all those kind of...
Hack Stack, contact elsewhere.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even create a profile on it. I'd just X-ray it.
Yeah, okay.
We do. Else. But I think...
We do really well by having like paid presence on there, and it is pricey, but we get a lot of applications and hires because they're really specific.
Yeah.
And I think with things like GitHub, it's making sure that if they've come up, you go into the repositories and make sure they've actually got the code you're wanting.
Yeah.
That was so weird when your cat just walked on the screen again. It was like, you just seem to go with it. It's quite cool. LinkedIn is good for research, but Facebook is where people will actually see what you write. And being able to target small groups based on interest is very strong. The best thing about Facebook is, linked to the Instagram advertising. Yeah, I haven't done that yet. I've been looking at it, haven't done it. I love Instagram.
I know we've done really well on Facebook for our retail in London.
Yeah.
Because we worked with some really cool people to some geocoding. which blew my mind. The amount of information and decisions that you can get about somebody's persona off Facebook.
Yeah.
Like a candy store.
Yeah.
So for all those,
give us an example.
Pardon?
Yeah. What do you do?
Give us an example.
You said you did really well.
Yeah. So London, we don't have a brand. So our brand is known in the north and northwest quite well.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of you.
Yeah, when you get below, well, case in point, when you get below Birmingham or Birmingham, the M25, no one knew who we are. So we mapped our what we call our perfect candidate in terms of skills, experience, and we geocoded, and we could actually see using Facebook data where they were in reference to our stores. So when we did things like cinema advertising, we knew that people around our Brent Cross store don't go to the local cinema because it's massive and enormous. They go to a smaller one.
Yeah.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's expensive. It's not programmatic cost, but you're looking at a couple of thousand, either dollars or pounds. But to actually get into almost like the shoes of the person you're looking for, to see where they're looking, it's pretty cool.
So you paid Facebook that, or how did you get that data?
That was through one of our branding agencies.
They did it.
Yeah, cool. I mean, I can actually send you the report. I mean, you can go as far as what TV programs they watch, what magazines they read, all of their likes. So yeah, it was pretty,
there's a ton you can do in there on your own though. Once you have that data now, you could go in there and so the investment's worth it. And what, you only have to fill one role, you know, it's paid for itself, isn't it? So
definitely.
What's JL? Is it JL? If I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Facebook as well, LinkedIn, Instagram, you've got that. As talent acquisition people, do you all often connect with your creative or design teams to help you with putting together ads for jobs?
Ooh, that's a good
I do on occasion.
Yeah.
I quite like the real ones though, like the here's a photo of me, come and join my team, like the not over the top design, but really real people to people. This is actually our team.
Yeah.
I have an ad running right now. That's just a picture of our team that I just took myself. And it's actually doing better than when I compare it to some of the other.
Is Matt in it with his beard?
No, he's not. I'd have to do one with him. I got to test that out. I wonder if that would work. Good point. But this is for an HR role. It wouldn't make sense.
I must admit, for our e-shots for social, I use PowerPoint, believe it or not. You can save PowerPoints as JPEGs.
Yeah.
It's an amazing tool.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I mean, what I can do, see, I can't use my phone to take a picture, but you get a normal PowerPoint slide.
Yeah.
You make sure that you got your text right, picture, save as a JPEG. And Robert's your mother's brother, yeah?
Yeah, I do that as well.
But then what about sizing? And then you resize it once it's a JPEG. Yeah.
Well, you can either set your PowerPoint up so it's the right size, which I've done for my featured images on my website are all done that way.
Yeah.
But I use Canva a lot as well. I just find it quicker. But I've done exactly what you're talking about. I do a lot.
Yeah.
I save them as PDFs all the time as well. I think PowerPoint's rather cool.
It is, and you can do the same for videos. So if you looked at our mannequin challenge video that we did yesterday on LinkedIn.
Okay, so is that all to do with Strictly, isn't it?
I don't know. I just follow trends. I don't really set them. I'm not that cool. I'm a bit of a sheep.
So it's a mannequin challenge?
Yeah, a mannequin. So you've got to just kind of pause like that. So the video that I did on YouTube yesterday, I did that through PowerPoint as well. 3 slides. First one, front cover. Second slide is is it a QT or movie file, whatever it is. Last one, slide. Save it as a MPEG, put it on YouTube. There's so much that you can do without even knocking on marketing's door.
What's the YouTube channel? I want to check it out.
Just type
is it yours or your company?
Just type in mannequin challenge Sofology and you'll see it. And you can't tell that, you know, it's been made by something as simple as Microsoft Office.
Yeah.
Because our marketing team's really, really busy. So what I did at the beginning, I said, right, can I have our brand guidelines? Can I have a couple of templates? And job done.
And off you went.
Yeah.
And do you think, again, I mean, going back to our HR versus agency recruiter kind of thinking, do you think a lot of that kind of just get up and go in rebellion is because we haven't really had to come up the HR policing school? You're kind of in the outer of it, aren't you?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, again, going back to the old days, I had to find people.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't, 2 things would happen. I won't get paid or I get sacked.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's the same mantra now, but, you know, if I worked for, say, Accenture or Deloitte, sure, I'd have a massive budget.
Yeah.
And I haven't, so I've got to use the best things that I can do. That's on my MacBook or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, I think it's a case of people don't know what you can do. I think, if they just went on a few webinars, Google, they could say, oh, wow, PowerPoint, you can do this. Word, you can do that. YouTube, you can actually set up a channel for free. It costs nothing.
Yeah.
Just doing it.
We have a channel, this social recruiting show. But it's so funny though, every time I speak, people go, do you have video in your presentation? I'm like, no, because I haven't actually got to that point that I've worked out how to embed the video into the PowerPoint. I'm like, that's just a step too far. I don't want to know yet.
But are you there in person?
Hmm?
Are you there in person anyway? Isn't that better than the video?
I know, it's strange. But also they tend to stuff up, don't they? Every time there's always a great big pause, so I'm a bit scared. That's the other reason. So it's all good.
So which social channels do you use, Ben? Like just the traditional Facebook, Twitter?
Yeah, so LinkedIn is, we use that a little bit.
How's it go?
LinkedIn, is this, have you ever used LinkedIn before?
No, it was the way we LinkedIn.
Yeah, so LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. We have used Snapchat a little bit for retail. Which I was yet again a little bit of a Snapchat virgin until I went to a conference a few months ago, and I thought, wow, no one's using it. Everyone's using it. We also, for our social meetups, we use Meetup as well.
Yeah,
which is good thing.
Just say that again. Sorry.
I've heard good things about those, and I don't use them much over here,
especially in the Northwest and obviously London. Katrina, you might have to inform me, but candidates in the Northwest now, especially techie guys, they're really savvy. The average 1 to 2 year experienced developer is a member of at least 3 or 4 groups. Every Thursday they get together, they code, they have pizza, they have beer. We sponsored an event, would have been in September. And we had our CTO present about stuff that I was like, kind of, yeah, that's really exciting. .NET, woo! And we did mention vacancies once, and on the back of that, we got a hire.
Nice.
At the end of the night, a developer went up to our CTO and said, oh, by the way, you're doing really, really cool stuff. And because it was ultra passive, we did not mention once we were hiring, I think that's the way forward.
Yeah. Mark makes a good point. I do have a free guide on Snapchat. Thank you very much, Mark. And that was because Ben and Audra was there, and actually, who else was there? Matt was there. When I stood in front of 300 recruiters in front of Late May and went, I'm too old to get Snapchat. And a month later, I was hooked, completely hooked. So I now see the relevance of it.
Our show is what actually got me on
telling brand culture. Download it. I stick it up on Instagram stories. I create photos from it. It gets out, goes onto Twitter, it goes everywhere. You can. It's so versatile. You can source a little bit, but that's usually finding people elsewhere.
Yeah.
But I mean, I also always show that, which I didn't quite put into my blog post this morning, but the story where I found a developer from Facebook and gone all the way across, and I could have messaged her at LinkedIn, I could have messaged her at Twitter, but I saw her Snapchat code, found that, and then saw her boyfriend was in hospital. So it was easier to actually interact with her on Snapchat and go, oh, I hope he's okay, and kind of get the empathy vote rather than start with an email that would have got ignored because her boyfriend's in hospital. It's like, it's so easy just to click across those dots. So when you talked about Twitter, what have you done?
So we pretty much 2 main things really. The main one would be content. So if we're ever doing an event or there's some news happening, or so, for example, we've got a really cool pool table, brand new pool table that's being branded. Again, I just like to go for authentic, non-branded, non-marketing, non-corporate spiel stuff. We do advertise jobs, but we don't put on there what you would call a traditional advert. So something that got a little bit of good press was we were looking for a business analyst. So I found out all the local kind of business analyst groups and tweeted them, but the actual graphic was a process flow of how to apply.
Okay.
If you're a business analyst, you'd be like, oh, all right, okay, that's pretty different.
So you didn't tweet at them? Did you message them? How did you?
Which did you do?
You didn't tweet at them. You didn't do like an at Katrina M. Collier at them.
No, we just obviously put we put it on the mainstay, but we tweeted the local British Computing Society.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not individuals. So that was one. And the second one, which was quite cool, if you wanted to apply for one of our .NET developer roles, you had to crack a little bit of code.
Yeah.
And in your application, on your CV, you'd have to put the answer. It's not rocket science, but it just puts you above the dross that you see every day.
Yeah.
I mean, I must admit, our following isn't great. It's organic, and we are working on that. But if you look at Auto Trader, rental cars, they do some really, really cool stuff.
Rental cars do really cool stuff.
Yeah. And the most important thing is...
She looks nuts. I've forgotten her name. They're headed...
Lindsay.
Is she crazy? I haven't met her yet.
I've only met her kind of at conferences and whatnot, but she just does what she wants. She's a perfect example of, I've got an idea at 2:00, and by 3:00, it's out there.
Yeah.
They don't advertise jobs. They've got it right in terms of, if our content is sticky enough, people will like us, and that's that.
And I love their career site. So you go there, Audra, and there are 3 of their software developers talking about it. And I go over here and the 3 designers talking about XYZ. And it's all very, this is who we are, and this is what we're doing, this is why we work for you. Very genuine, all clearly done on an iPhone. You know, it's
Wait,
real.
So that rental cars? I'm sorry, I got my companies mixed
rental
up.
cars.
No.
Lindsay Harrison, isn't it? Harrison?
Lindsay Henderson. Yeah.
Henderson. I was so close. I could picture her face and I couldn't think what her surname was. But it's cool. So do you have like a company hashtag?
We have Sophology Careers. Or to be fair with it, because our Sophology, just hashtag Sophology gets quite a lot of traffic anyway, we just tend to use that. It depends how...
Sorry.
Oh, no, go on, sorry.
Are you encouraging your employees to like use that?
Yeah, big time. So we have Google Plus as our internal intranet or platform if you want to kind of do that. I must admit, when I joined the business, we were a little bit 1987 with how we did stuff, because yet again, there was that kind of culture of we can't share what we do.
Yeah.
So now you'll see customers having their photos taken on sofas. You'll have delivery men taking photos of when they're delivering furniture, because yet again, that's just the funny stuff that people want to see. And people have an obsession with one of our kind of... Have you heard of Neil the Sloth? Yeah, so our... What do we call him? It's almost like a company thing. We have a sloth is our kind of... what would you call him? It's not a brand. It's almost like... So basically, if you go into our store...
Your mascot. 10
points.
A sloth? That seems surprising.
It's Friday. Don't make us think.
So, no, it's very easy because a lot of
sloth. That makes perfect sense.
It does, yeah. So when you go into our stores, it's really relaxing, slow and chilled out, rather than our competitors, when it's quite aggressive. And you'll be amazed the amount of people that will happily have their photo taken with a sloth. It blows me away. It's stupid, but yeah.
They're a bit weird up north, though, to be fair.
We are a little bit weird, to be fair. Yeah,
no, because I'm just thinking you could be using, so I know I always quote CA Technologies, but there are loads, aren't there? AAH Health, Dell, all have their own company hashtag, and then they repost those from Twitter and from Instagram into onto the corporate channel, which I think is really, really cool.
You need one for the sloth, so when they take their picture with the sloth, there's a sign that says tweet it and use this hashtag.
Yeah, well, we did use last year Careers with Neil that went viral, absolutely viral.
Careers Neil?
That's such a long hashtag, though. That's a lot of characters out of a tweet.
Why Neil?
That's his name, Neil.
Your sloth is
the sloth.
Neil.
Sorry,
N-E-L, not I. Neil the sloth.
Okay.
It's very similar to Compare the Meerkat and all those kind of things that happen.
Which just I don't get at all.
Yeah, I don't.
The only problem,
but anyway.
The reason though, it's kind of odd to have a sloth. I get it for corporate, but for your employment brand, you would think you wouldn't want employees to be like a sloth.
Don't talk about that anymore. We don't talk about that. It's an ongoing. We have had brand issues because candidates coming to head office thinking, oh yeah, it's nice and chilled, when it's digital and it's a million miles an hour. So it's a little bit of a double-edged sword, to be fair with you.
Okay, that's really quite cool, Audra.
That's Neil, yeah.
Can you see it?
Oh, yeah.
Real.
That's really awesome.
I like
It's another one I can use. I'm always looking for examples.
Yeah.
Oh, there's you tweeting.
That's cute. I like
So I remember that.
So I think in regards to the actual cycle of where we're on, if it's
Yeah.
a clock, we're probably at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in terms of our social journey. We are getting there. I think it's a lot of it is not to do with the technology or the platform. It's just engagement. It's making people realize that, do you know what? Okay, you might just be a sales consultant in a store, but you can be a massive brand ambassador. And I think once you get past that, it should all fall into place.
Have you got any tips for getting? I mean, I always think you should go and find the people who are naturally quite social and engaged anyway. But have you got any tips for encouraging them to?
I would say number one is that, to be fair with you. I think we all know who they are in the organisations. They're the one that, I don't know, wear cycling shorts in the office, or they're a little bit of extrovert or whatever. But we did a coaching session with our regional managers just around the power of social. And without wanting to kind of, undersell it, I simply got all the figures of how strong social is. And it was almost like, there you go.
Yeah.
That was it. And once they're like, wow, 1.7 billion people, and we showed them the geocoding, we showed examples of other companies. So, for example, Thomas Cook, a retailer in the UK, they do loads on Facebook. They realised that you have your consumer and you have your candidate, well, the same thing. So if you look after that, that will look after that.
You'll love this one. So this is back before, obviously, Facebook is now introducing said jobs tab. But I trained Michael Kors, and this was a few years ago, and they had at that point 7 million people like their Facebook page, no jobs tab. So I'm going, why don't you just go to work for, or, job by or whatever, and get the jobs tab, because you already have 7 million people who like your brand. They might want to work for you. No, we're not allowed. We're just not allowed. And you're just going like, oh my God. All you've got to do is convince your marketers that you'll respond if something randomly goes astray. But if they're actually clicking through the jobs tab, it's not a bad thing. They're not actually writing on your page.
I think, though, you'd be much better off convincing marketing to let you post, like maybe once a week or whatever, some career content and culture stuff. Because nobody actually clicks on jobs tabs.
No, you'd be stunned how many companies won't.
No, I know they won't.
Branding over there and marketers over there. Yeah. It's crazy. But like Ben's saying, I mean, they're so connected.
Yeah. No, massively. I mean, we've started to, it does sound really, really geeky, but we work with our UX people, and we have, I don't know what the name of the software is, but we create heat maps.
Yeah.
On a weekly basis, I can see what people are clicking on, and it's scary, the journeys that they'll go on, say, what's it like to work here? Or something else, and they just go because the content's naff. It's scary.
I've got one on my website. Can't think who it is by. You can use a free one.
Yeah.
Right. Michael's written here. I said, apparently, which is worrying. Connect with those that are socially active. Those. There are those that lurk. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Sorry, no. I mean, as far as if you've got employees who are already engaged. And are using social media actively, they're good ones to share photos and stuff like that. Anyone who's there just lurking, they probably wouldn't want to share photos of their life at work. That's what I was meaning. Oh,
I agree.
Kissmetrics. Kissmetrics is but expensive though.
Oh, that's for heat map.
Yeah. No.
I don't know who we use.
Summel? No.
So do you use it for your website or for everywhere?
No, so it's solely used for our consumer website, our e-commerce platform. But because I'm quite cheeky, I just went in and said, well, it'd be quite cool to see who's looking at what.
Yeah.
And it literally, I think I must have went sheet white when I saw our conversion of people. If they don't, you can literally see their mouse and you can see them lurking, and then they go.
Yeah,
and that's why we've done a lot to improve our website, especially the content on there.
I'm scared to switch tabs in case I lose you. I shouldn't lose you just doing that, should I?
No.
I'm just trying to find the one that's on my website because it's free. That bit.
Ours was funny. It was like a massive red ball of hell just over the Find Jobs.
Oh, you've got it as well, have you?
Hotjar, that's one that we use.
Hotjar, that's the one. Our creative team uses it,
No,
so I
here we
convinced
go.
them like
Here, it's here. I just like a stupid thing to open. It's because I use it for my box as well, my scroll box. Oh, come on, open. I still have to tell you because I don't pay for it.
It'd be cool to use them on your Facebook page. I don't know if you could, but it would be neat.
Yeah, but nobody uses Sumo Me. Sumo Me has a free one. Yeah. See, Facebook page visibility is intentionally low because that's where they make their money.
Right, because people don't go to the page; they see the content on
no,
their
it's
feed.
because they got the marketers to build up millions and millions of fans, and then they reduce the visibility down so they'll all pay to promote the post. I think it's really, really clever because they're hitting up the marketers, not you and me who are happily using it. Oh, sorry, smelly dog just walked past.
Yeah.
Sorry, we just need to leave him over there, and he's gone over there. It's not good. So what?
Yeah, that was really cheeky of them.
Yeah,
to get all these people to get the fans and then drop it. But you're right, it did work.
But that's got to be better than what LinkedIn's doing, which is making the users leave. They sold our data. Everyone got sick of being marketed. Well, mind you, you get marketed at Facebook all the time, but it's easy to ignore, right? You just roll past it.
Yeah, you just it doesn't bother you as much.
Other stuff on there, but LinkedIn just hasn't. Like that ability to save links on Facebook, I absolutely love. I'm forever saving posts and links to refer back to. And it's like, well, you think you'd have that on LinkedIn. Actually, someone said something funny the other day, which really made me laugh. Why hasn't LinkedIn gone into the Glassdoor space with the reviews? And then, of course, if you think back, you used to have LinkedIn products and services and have recommendations on those, and they got rid of it overnight.
Do you know what? I was going to ask something, and you've just kind of preempted me. I'd really like to get, obviously these are guys on the sides as well, Glassdoor thoughts. Because so much chat at the moment about Glassdoor. Will it stay? Will it go? Is it a job board? Is it a review board?
It's staying.
So I just really want, and across the pond as well, just what people think of it, really.
So
it's definitely staying.
Yeah, I don't think it's, I don't know, actually. I would be more concerned about Indeed reviews for Sofology, thinking of your jobs.
Yeah.
No, don't shake your head, Audra. Indeed reviews are like full blown, depending on what space you're in. Indeed is it like, you think of a normal job seeker's behavior. I'm after a retail job in whoop up there outside the M25 that doesn't really exist, Manchester, wherever we are. The top of the Google search results is Indeed. So
I agree. They're good for that.
Yeah, and in the US, but obviously the further east you go, that changes. But if that's the case, then you have to watch out for those reviews, and they need to be responded to. I wouldn't ignore Glassdoor reviews. I wouldn't necessarily throw money at them, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
So you can do a lot for free without actually paying. Yeah. There are some things you can really take over your account to some extent. So definitely do that first.
Yeah.
Before you pay.
Yeah.
I think you can have photos.
Interesting what Matt said. I never hear anyone that states reference, I saw great reviews from your company on Indeed. It's always Glassdoor. Oh, yeah, no, I mean, that's fair. But I'm saying if you've got bad ones and you're not responding to them. But I've also known people to come in to interview with Glassdoor reviews and say why they're so bad. Who's written? I read that as a crutch. Glassdoor is clutch.
So what's
I read that as clutch. I remember looking at Rate My Professor in college before picking a class, and Glassdoor is just as helpful. Oh, Rate My Professor. Oh, my God.
There should be more and more of that. Remember the one that was Rate? It was just for people? I don't think it lasted long. It was weird.
No, companies just see the value and use Glassdoor as a two-way communication tool. Yeah, absolutely. And actually, you would love this. I do need to learn how to pronounce your name. I'm going to go with JL. Australian. But one of the CEOs who I absolutely adore answers all of the Glassdoor reviews himself because he knows the email goes from him.
Yeah. Well, actually, if you go on our Glassdoor, I react to all the ones that I should be doing. And yet again, went to something a few weeks ago, and it was like, you're talking to people after they've left. Really? Wow.
Boomerang hires, they're the best.
No, what's interesting, we've got our quote for next year.
Yeah.
And it's come over a little bit shy of 12K. And that is
what do you get for that?
You get a video, standard. I just think you get the ability.
Did I just pull a face?
You did. See, this is where it shamelessly or unshamelessly doesn't pretend to be a review. It goes to being a job board. So
Right.
the first thing, I won't mention the representative's name, but the first thing she said was, you can advertise your jobs.
To your competitors.
And I was almost like, you're a job board, aren't you? Let's be honest with you. But I think, as I just said to, I think it was to Mark, I've started to look at the Glassdoor visitors per month, and it actually now is part of our funnel. And you can, again, that's free. That's just on an open company once you put on a certain, you know. And the visitors are scary. I mean, if we say we get 2,000 applications per month, we get 3,000 visitors. Does that mean I'm losing 1,000? I don't know. What's the, you know, it's.
I mean,
visitors is shocking, especially compared to LinkedIn.
But again,
like our careers tab would get 600 a month.
Do job seekers know to go and look at Glassdoor?
Yeah, they do over here. Everyone does.
Okay, well, I'm not convinced here that they do know that yet. And certainly I don't know in retail that they know that yet. I think in some areas they would. HR would, for example. But I'm not so sure. And again, if they don't come up on the search results, are they going to be seen? Would I throw £12,000 at them? No. Would I think of them as a job board? No. Again, to me, it's what are your jobs? Where do they rank on Google? That's the job board you should be using.
Yeah.
You know, cybersecurity jobs, Boston. What's at the top?
Yeah. I think
like
in the UK, I'd probably side with Katrina, but a lot more people are talking about it. And you go to any conference, any networking event, who's there? Glassdoor. Yeah.
But tell me though, it's a really interesting conversation. Another client, because I'm doing my call challenge, I'm so good. She's saying to me, I know, it's like, who has the time? I have to find the time. But she was saying to me, they're having to let 20 people go. And she said, nobody out there is teaching job seekers they'll teach them how to create a LinkedIn profile, but they don't teach them the bit I teach in reverse. Hi, I really want to work in psychology. Oh, look, there's Ben. Let me send Ben an email and go, hi, Ben. I don't know if you have a job for me, but this is my background. Would you? And Ben's going to be so excited because someone's proactively approaching the company, excited to work for them. But apparently nobody's teaching that. So is anyone teaching job seekers about Glassdoor? I can assure you the job centre's not. The job centre doesn't even teach LinkedIn.
No.
So. Just researching the company culture overall, they're not teaching. I agree.
No.
Yeah.
I think there's a severe lack of just digital awareness. I still think there is.
Yeah.
I think probably though, because job seekers might not have any money to pay. So that's maybe not why it's not becoming a big business, because the need is there.
Yeah.
But why is it not becoming a big business problem?
So you get a video. I think you get the ability to rearrange your reviews in the order you'd like them in.
Yeah.
You can put one at the top. That's a good one.
Yeah, there is quite a lot. Plus, you can remove all your competitors' advertising as well, which would be a good thing.
Is that 12 grand's worth a good thing?
It depends how many people are visiting it per month.
Yeah.
If ours is 17,000 people per month.
Michael, are you not understanding me? That's not what I said. No one is teaching job seekers about Glassdoor on LinkedIn. And no one is training new recruiters coming in. That's not true. I'm training recruiters. I don't know. 12 grand, oh my God.
But
I guess you have to work out whether it's worth it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd
rather you spent your 12 grand on that than on LinkedIn.
I mean, this is it. And one thing that I'm noticing quite a lot of, a lot of companies are, so at our organisation, they're being very well behaved. At our organisation, Glassdoor is, you can do what you want. You can post on there, or you don't have to post it totally free. But I have seen quite a few companies that I would say are getting very close to the line of mithering people to post something on there, and that's when it loses.
They're bribing.
No, mithering. It's a northern word.
Like asking them.
Yeah. And that for me is when it loses its value, because it's not genuine, is it? I've got to go into Glassdoor today because my boss told me to do it.
Yeah.
So what if you really do love it there? Why not ask them? Just tell the truth.
I think there's nothing wrong with promoting it, but asking people, don't know. I think you got to be quite careful.
You certainly don't do what my other client did, which was do a mass email out. That was before I trained them.
I agree with that.
Before I trained them, Michael, they did a mass email and the backlash was huge. Again, it goes back to the whole who's going to use social media to promote working at the company. The people who are already brought in, you've got to find them.
Yeah.
And I guess give them some guidance. Apparently there's another shortfall, and like if you're going to do a video, like a 1-minute video, hold the phone that way, not that way, unless it's Snapchat, obviously. And no one's teaching any of that. I've lost Mark. He's down the not Mark. I've lost Ben. He's down the comments.
Ben, I want to just say one thing, Ben. Your rating right now is fantastic.
It's not bad.
So while it's this good, you could not pay. If it started to like really drop, then you might want to think about it. But right now, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's do. I mean, we've done a lot of our organisation to kind of improve engagement, but the thing that we are doing is just be a lot more transparent. So, and it's really interesting. I read an article. It might have been from Lars, actually. I'm not sure. So we're very honest now about our brand, because what I want our brand to do is attract the right people and, in his words, repel the wrong ones.
Yeah.
And that's something that I think a lot of organisations are yet again still a bit scared of. Because I'll be honest with you, if you're a plodder, will you do well where I work? No. If you're quite fast paced, a little bit, change gets
like a sloth.
Yeah, if you're a sloth and you
we use a sloth, but don't be a plodder. Love it.
Yeah. You can't charge for that one. I might turn that one, but you can't charge it. So we've done a lot to be very, very transparent about who we are, and I think that's starting to rub off on Glassdoor. Don't get me wrong, we have some 1s and 2s on there, which I responded to, and I've totally taken offline. I've had coffees with them. I've met them in the middle of nowhere, which is a bit random, but anyway, because everybody is not going to be happy. And the reason why, we are very, very big on boomerang hires. And we're very honest, we'll say so for example, we lost a software developer recently who wanted to go to London, earn his crust. And we said to him, look, I'll be honest with you, we'd love you to stay, but clearly you want to go to London and live in a cardboard box and pay $2,000 a month rent or whatever. But when you realise it's not that good, come back.
They're earning 80,000 though. It's fine.
Oh, I forgot about that. So yeah, for us, we've been quite open, and I think the results have kind of shown.
Yeah. And I think that's it, isn't it? And it's funny how many companies are scared. And then you lose people in those first 3 months anyway, and that's at $8,000 a pop. And, according to the CIPD, it's failed recruitments that much. So it's a lot of money. So whereas if you're just honest about this is what it looks like, this is our office, this is the hours, this is what you can expect, then people can deselect themselves out. Awesome. You want that. You're absolutely right. So we're running out of time really fast here. I'm enjoying myself too much.
I am, actually.
It's going darker. I'm fading into the background.
It's very good.
That went by fast.
I know, it's crazy. My beautiful client from the NHS, Michael, NHS Health Service, is on fortnight. We're doing these fortnightly now, aren't we? In a fortnight. So she's going to come in and talk about, so those project managers I talked about that she had to hire in, but also hiring in nurses and care workers and all sorts using Facebook and Instagram and Twitter.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she blew my mind.
Do you know what? Something that I heard which blew my mind as well. So at Reconverse last week.
Stop advertising Jamie's events.
Sorry.
I like them. They're fun.
I know they are. They're awesome events. And I love Jamie, so I don't care.
He's a good.
He knows not to say anything related to green T-shirts.
Yeah, we don't make green T-shirt people. So
you'll get no more Twix.
There was a chap from Indeed. Indeed. No, Beyond Communications, branding agency. And he worked for Care UK. They're a big private healthcare provider in the UK. And they could not hire nurses for love nor money. After a little bit of research, a little bit of digging, Spotify.
Wow.
People on Spotify, because I didn't know this, and this is somebody else's stat. This isn't mine before I start thinking of what I'm on about. But over 60% of people don't pay for Spotify.
Yeah.
Free. And if you do that, you've got to listen to, I think it's 20 or 25-second adverts.
Oh, yeah. Did they do an advert?
Yeah.
It's the same with Pandora.
And all of a sudden, applications.
I've got a blog on that from the police, of all people. It was actually done by Havas People, which I didn't know at the time. The police did that because I was listening to Spotify and I was stunned that a police cadet advert was coming up. I will dig it out. But it's clever.
How do you know who's on Spotify, though?
Huh?
How did they know that their audience was on Spotify? They must have had some data.
I guess
know
in
they
the
were
age
there.
group they're looking at.
Yeah, I think they did loads of digging, and obviously branding agencies have access to all kinds. I think they use Experian. Experian, a lot of people are using now to just you can find out so much about people. It really is a big estate.
You could probably work out by what they listen to. Like I listen to all 80s shit, so it just shows I'm older and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you know, going back to people deselecting themselves. So do you know Fletcher's Solicitors? They're right up northwest in England.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
Right, so they want a particular kind of solicitor. They're a huge open door policy. They don't, you know, they're not really structured. They're quite different to a normal solicitor firm. And gorgeous Alison, again after my training, sends Facebook messages, and again, as I said earlier, they hired one off that. But she said, yeah, people might come back and go, oh my God, I can't believe you sent me a Facebook message. And she's like, well, then you're not right for us, are you? Yes. Because we want people who don't care about being messaged on Facebook. Yeah. So,
good point.
I mean, I'm sure even the lurkers don't mind being messaged on there. So
lurkers, I like that one.
Yeah, they're the worst. Or voyeurs, aren't they? They are the worst because then you meet them and they go, oh, Ben, when you're down the pub and they say something about what was on Facebook and you're like, how'd you know that? Yeah. Anyway, it's all good. So, Ben, thank you so much.
No,
yes, thank you.
It's been a ball.
He's been up the north there with pom-poms cheering me on, which has been really, really sweet. I don't even know how you came across me, Twitter or something.
I think I would just I think it was just because you don't talk bull, if I'm honest with you. And there are a lot of people in our industry that talk bull. But yeah, it was good fun. I could talk all day about this stuff. I love it.
Actually, I got really offended the other day because somebody went, trainers are failed recruiters. And it's like, okay, right, don't react. Don't but actually, I have to be able to do this job. I have to keep looking for people and finding people. I can't teach it. But I got what he was saying. But I was like you're saying, but I was like, don't respond to that one with a real comment. Yeah. That'll come back and bite you on the butt. It's all good fun. So, this is nice from JL. I need to go and look up what you do.
Yeah,
I sense you're on the marketing side. But
actually, talk about marketing. If anybody does want any help or tips on PowerPoint or whatever, just let me know.
Oh, you're so giving me a lesson. You're like, you owe me a lesson.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to check out your YouTube channel. I like that.
We can do that.
But he takes payment in Twix. I can send him them if you can't get them.
Twix?
Hey, yeah.
Oh, can you send me a Kit Kat Chunky? We don't have those over here. It's awful.
I will bring a whole stash with me to San Francisco.
Yes.
We're both
SRSC.
We're both speaking at SRSC in January. It's going to be way too much fun. So
yes,
cool.
I need a Kit Kat Chunky.
Right. Jason, you're coming on the show. He says to come on the show. Yeah, I know he's like here all the time. He needs to come on. Anyway, thanks again, Ben.
No problem.
All right. Talk to you all soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.